Yes. Now, you distinguish between the term persona and the term ego. In other words, as you see them, they're two different things.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
Now, what is the difference between the term ego, as you see it, and the term persona?
Well, you see, the ego is supposed to be the representative of the real person. But as I say, for instance, in the case where B knows of A, but A doesn't know of B,
yes.
In that case, one would say the ego is more on the side of C.
Yes.
Because the ego has a more complete knowledge, and
yes.
A is a split-off personality.
Yes. Now, you also use the term self.
Yes.
Now, the word self, then, would this have a different meaning than, say, ego or
yes,
persona?
oh, yes. Right. Oh, yes. You see, when I say self, then you mustn't think of I myself, because that is only your empirical self, and
yes.
that is covered by the term ego.
Ego, yes.
But when it is matter of the self, then it is matter of a personality that is more complete than the ego, because the ego is only consists of what you are conscious of.
Yes, yes, your awareness.
Yeah, what you know to be yourself. Yes. For instance, in our example, B that knows A, and A doesn't know B, B is relatively in the position of the self.
Yes.
Namely, the self is on the one side the ego, on the other side the unconscious personality, which everybody is in the possession of everybody, not in the possession. Very often it's just the other way around, that the unconscious is in possession of consciousness.
Yes, yes.
But that is a different case. Now, you see, while I am talking, I'm conscious of what I say,
yes.
I'm conscious of myself, yet only to a certain extent. Quite a lot of things happen. For instance, I make gestures. I'm not conscious of them.
Yes.
They happen unconsciously. You can see them.
Yes.
I may say or use words, and I can't remember at all having used those words, or even at the moment I'm not conscious of them.
Yes.
So any amount of unconscious things occur in my conscious condition. I'm never wholly conscious of myself.
Yes.
While I'm trying, for instance, to elaborate an argument, at the same time, there are unconscious processes that continue, perhaps a dream, which I had had last night.
Yes.
Or a part of myself thinks of God knows what.
Yes.
Or of a trip I'm going to take, or of such and such people I have seen, or when I am at writing a paper, I'm continuing writing that paper in my mind without knowing it.
Yes.
You can discover these things, say, in dreams, or if you are clever in immediate observation of an individual, then you see in the gestures or in the expression in the face that there is what one calls une arrière-pensée,
yes.
something behind consciousness.
Yes.
So that you have finally the feeling, well, that man has something up his sleeve.
Yeah.
And you can even ask him now, what are you really thinking of? You're thinking all the time something else, yet he's not conscious of it. Or he may be. There are, of course, great individual differences. There are individuals who have amazing knowledge of themselves, of the things that go on in themselves. But even those people wouldn't be capable of knowing what is going on in their unconscious.
Yeah.
For instance, they are not conscious of the fact that while they live a conscious life, all the time a myth is played in the unconscious. A myth that extends over centuries.
Yeah.
Namely, archetypal ideas, a stream of archetypal ideas that goes on through one individual, through the centuries.
Yes.
You see, it is like a continuous stream,
yes.
And that comes then to the daylight in the great movements.
Yes.
Say, in political movements or in spiritual movements. for instance, in the time before Reformation, people dreamt of the great change. And that's the reason why such great transformations could be predicted.
Yes.
If somebody has been clever enough to see what there is going on in people's mind, in the unconscious mind,
Yes.
would be able to predict it. For instance, I have predicted the Nazi rising in Germany through the observation of my German patients.
Yes.
They had dreams in which the whole thing was anticipated,
Yes.
and with considerable detail. And I was already absolutely certain in the years before Hitler came, in the beginning of the, well, I could say the year 1919, I was sure that something was threatening in Germany, something very big and very catastrophic. And I only knew it through the observation of the unconscious.
Okay, unconscious.
You see, there is something very particular in the different nations. And this is a peculiar fact that the archetype of the anima plays a very great role in Western literature, French and Anglo-Saxon,
Yes.
not in Germany.
Yes.
There are exceedingly few examples in German literature where the anima plays a role.
Yes.
You know, that simply comes from the fact that not one woman is buried unless she is buried as Alt-Kaminfegerskattin, at least.
Yes. Yes.
She must have a title, otherwise she hasn't existed.
That's right. That's right.
And so, you see, it is just as if, now mind you, this is a bit drastic, but it illustrates my point. In Germany, there are no women. There is Frau Doktor, Frau Professor, Frau Kommerzienrat, the grandmother, the mother-in-law, the grandfather, father, the son, the daughter, the sister. No woman.
Yes. Yes, I see.
La femme,
La femme.
ça n'existe pas.
Doesn't exist. Well,
It is the idea,
yeah.
you see. Now that is an enormous important fact, which shows that in the German mind there is going on a particular myth, something very particular.
Yeah.
And psychologists really should look out for these things.
Yeah.
But they prefer to think that I am a prophet.
Yes.
Ha!